In order to strengthen the capacities of the next generation of thought leaders in Southern Africa, USAID Resilient Waters Program, together with the Center for Sustainability Transitions at Stellenbosch University, awarded bursaries to 11 Southern African postgraduate students. These early career researchers are conducting master's and PhD research on issues linked to enhancing the resilience of transboundary resources in the Limpopo and Okavango river basins. Their research contributes towards the overarching goal of Resilient Waters, which sought to build more resilient and water-secure Southern African communities and ecosystems through improving management of transboundary natural resources and increasing access to safe drinking water and sanitation services. These videos introduce the students and highlight their exciting work as future change makers in Southern Africa.
My name is Vezela Dube.
Hi, I'm Blessing Kavu.
My name is Irene Mhlanga.
My name is Jeremiah Masaya.
My name is Jade Fiti.
My name is Luke Simons-Mays.
My name is Nameto Ponchitekiso.
My name is Reynold Mangundu.
My name is Romanes Casino.
My name is Victoria Shafidi.
My study is focusing on the drivers and impact of land use like climate change in the Okavango Basin.
My research focuses on applying a socio-ecological model that attempts to strike balance between social well-being needs and environmental conservation.
My research project is focusing on evaluating the role of trophy hunting in supporting biodiversity conservation in Zimbabwe.
My main research questions encompasses what are the main uses of transboundary water resources and ecosystem services in Upper Musingwan sub-catchment area.
I am conducting research on raw water supply, and I'm looking at evaluating the raw water supply in a sense of how effective is it and the type of approach that we are using in Namibia, of which is community-based management approach.
My research focuses on land acquisitions and tourism development nexus, basically exploring the large-scale land acquisitions in the Okavango Delta in Botswana.
My research explored participatory games and their potential as an experiential learning approach to addressing SDG challenges in Namibia.
My PhD is focusing on equitable water governance and water politics in the Okavango River Basin.
My focus is on advancing approaches for measuring resilience of Southern African protected areas using the 7 principles of resilience by Biggs et al. 2012, that discovered that they have not been used in conservation as a collective. So I'm trying to test if and how they can be used practically to assess resilience of socio-ecological systems.
I did a research in Okavango East region, where I tried to understand the interconnection within the water, energy and food nexus in order to improve livelihood in the communities and develop recommendations.
So overall, we picked up that a combination of climate and land use climate change is driving the availability of surface water in the basin, and addressing these issues will ensure that there is equitable distribution of surface water in the basin.
Things like gender equality and how a problem within one sector can have a domino effect in other sectors as well.
From my findings, I'm looking forward to inform the policies and the strategic planning of where we locate our protected areas.
Was excited to reach out to the government of Zimbabwe and the relevant departments such as Environmental Management Agency to look into issues of transboundary water resources and ecosystem services that needs to be improved by so many ways, such as reviewing of policies, among others.
We need to look at delegating privatization of repair and maintenance for rural communities.
My topic is trophy hunting as a payment for ecosystem services, a value chain approach. A new finding a preliminary finding at least, that I found during my research was that not only do they experience economic leakage in this industry, but they also lack the institutional capacity to capture value that already exists in the industry. And so what I find is they lack the legal knowledge, the marketing knowledge, and simply the business knowledge, also produces this lack of value capture in this industry.
So my first paper is a literature review, which is a state of the art to explore what has been done already in land acquisitions in Southern Africa. And the most interesting findings of this paper were that there is still no one definition of large-scale land acquisitions in Southern Africa, and there are development drivers. For as long as literature has focused a lot on land acquisitions that are for commercial agriculture, there are other development drivers that are upcoming in the region, such as those that are for conservation, bioprospecting, as well as those that are in other areas of mining and infrastructure and development.
So in a world of complexity, diversity, and a lot of different perspectives, I think games has the potential to provide a space that is transformative, that is enabling communities to be able to understand their systems around them, and most importantly, to be able to dance with systems and to create the type of resilience we need for the future.
The recommendation I picked up is that actually there's a need for consultation, more consultation with communities. Communities lack capacity. You find that people are willing to do things, they are willing to start their gardens and so on, but they don't have, for example, solar pumps to pump water from the river, so they need support. And also that the fact that communities are so dependent on rain-fed farming, it's very important that they are given support so they are able to do some sort of farming during dry season.
Because water cuts across so many areas, so many sectors and states, it's rather impossible for hydropolitics not to exist at all. So we have to adopt an expanded human security complex and to see how the breaking points, including legal pluralism, contributes and mediates hydropolitics in the basin. And to really get to answer the social ecological questions of who gets what water, how much of it, when do they get that water, and how.
I'm hoping that my research findings will contribute towards reforms within Zimbabwe's environmental policy, because we find that the current policy targets for Zimbabwe focus more on biodiversity loss and climate change, but there are also aspects like air pollution and freshwater use that are also at critical levels, but we're not really paying attention to. So I really hope that in the next policy briefs and sustainable development targets for Zimbabwe, these issues may also be addressed.